Well, I may have my first case of needing a part off the new junker truck. I noticed the last couple of weeks, there's no cancel button on the cruise control on these things. So you either have to turn it off or tap the brakes. And in order to keep your speed settings, you got to just tap the brakes. And this thing has always been just barely brush the pedal and it would shut off. But I noticed the last couple of weeks was getting to the point where that wasn't working, and you really had to put some movement into it. And then the other day, when I was moving my trailers and all the other junk around so I could get my trailer out, it wouldn't shift out of park. So I figured, oh well, my switch must be dying, so it's not triggering. And I was able to beat on it a little bit, and it started working again. And it worked this morning, but I've noticed that if I jiggle the switch on the brake lever, it'll sometimes go back to working where it's just a feather touch, and then others, like right now, you got to push it all the way down until the brakes come on before the light works. So something has gone a little wonky in that switch, and it doesn't surprise me given that it's 22 years old and it's got almost 300,000 miles worth of brake applications on it. So first thing I'm going to do is attempt to remove it, and then we're going to see what's going on with it, if we can figure out where the problem is, what contacts are worn or whatever. And then I'll probably just pull the other one out of the junk truck and swap it over if I can. Now it looks like it's hardwired in, but I can't figure that that's the case. There's got to be some sort of a plug on it. I just don't quite know what I'm looking at yet. So we've had this off once before when I did the brake booster, and it's worked fine for the last several months since I've done that. It's just in the last couple of weeks I've noticed it started acting up a little bit. So we're going to try to get that disconnected and removed and do a little bit of troubleshooting. So this may not be the easiest thing in the world to show, but we're going to try. Okay. Here's your brake switch. You see how it activates when you push the pedal. First thing you got to do to remove it is pull this, and then remove your spacer, and then what else do you have to do? And then it slides off. There we go. It just pops off with that. Don't lose the bushing out of the rod, so that can go on. So just to retain it, I'm going to put the other bushing back on. Yeah, okay, so that's the switch. There's some sort of a little, there it is. There is a plug on top. And now we got the switch out. So now let's go take a look at what we got. There isn't much to it. Pretty stiff. That's all it does, is just that little bit. We're going to get my meter out here and do a quick continuity check. Alright, so we got it set up. Seems generally consistent, so I'm I'm not 100% sure why it's acting up, but I'm gonna go pop the other one out of the other truck and see if it's any different. All right. Yeah, best laid plans. So yeah, that's a little different. I think this thing is the motor for the adjustable pedals. Yeah, look at that. That is wild. I guess that could be installed in mine if I wanted to really screw things up. And this now is the switch for the brakes, which appears to be attached in a similar manner, but is totally different and has totally different wiring. So yeah, we're not going to be able to use that. So I guess we're just going to clean that other one and make it as best we can and go from there. Good grief, this pedal thing is something. And I think I found the problem. As I was trying to tweak the contacts a little bit, one of the wires broke off. So that's nice. I got that going for me. Sure enough. But the nice thing is, there's a little bit of slop in there. I think what I'm gonna do is cut both of these, just crimp some spade connectors on it, and go from there. So it was not the switch, it was actually the wire. Over the years of flexing, it just broke. Huh. Who would have thunk it? But I was right, there was something going on, and I'm glad I caught it, I guess, before it completely failed, because if that had gone, we don't have brakes at this point. We got no brake lights, and it's bad enough with people around here not paying attention. The last thing I need is no freaking brake lights. So I'm going to try to unthread this a little bit so I can get better access to it, and then find some spade connectors and fix it. All right, what I'm wondering now is, since this top hat's broken anyway, I can't screw it up any more than it is. Will this, yep, come off? Yeah, there we go. And there's the other one. So that's just what I have to find. That other one looks pretty good. Yeah, that one just, you can see it kind of just fractured right there. I mean, it was crimped properly. The rubber, the insulation was in the it. It just broke off from fatigue. So this one still looks pretty good. So I just got to come up with a replacement for this. So I've got some heavy duty 90-degree female spade connectors left over from when I redid some wiring in my camper. And looking at them, it almost seems if I can get that stupid plastic off like I had to do in the camper, I may be able to just use that and actually put this little switch back together, which would be pretty darn cool. So I'm gonna go get a knife or a razor blade and try to strip this off and see if it fits. Don't try this at home, kids. There we go. Backwards. Let's see. That one needs to go in here. I think we can make it work. So that is sure what we're going to try. I'm going to go strip that wire back a little bit, crimp this new thing on there, and see if we can make it work. If I can't get it back into the switch, at least it's a spade connector, and we'll get it hooked back up and the brakes should work. Neat. Okay, so I'm going to go back in there. That one's going to go down in there. Now I'm going to try to figure out how to get this cap back on it. Huh. There we go. Cool. Now we'll just plug it in. Nope, it goes this way. You can hear that? That's the relay clicking. So that tells me we should be in good shape. And now we're going to try to put this brake switch back in and test it. All right, so take this hat off. What we need to do is pop this back off, save this, and you see how this piece has a notch in it. This gets a little tricky because it has to kind of go over the rod and then slide over everything just like that. So that's what you got to do. You got to keep that bushing in there. You got to go over that rod, and then you got to put that back, and then this funky clip goes like that, and hopefully our newly reworked switch that I can't see what I'm doing goes back like that. I think we're good. Put that on. Put the funny clip over it. Oh yeah. I think we got it. All right, so we will Take a quick look at the brake lights. Can't tell if they're coming on or not. So in reviewing the video, it appears that they did. And I guess the final way to tell is get this garbage out of here. See if it goes into neutral. And it does. As we can see, off the brake, on the brake, neutral. Perfect. So, I think that was my problem. I had a wire that was failing, which is nice, because it was a fairly simple fix, especially since I had all the parts. So, 284, 055, and moving. And of course, I didn't need anything off the new parts truck. But there you go. That's how you troubleshoot and repair the brake light activation switch on a, well, at least a 1997 F150. Now that I know that certainly the 03s are a little wackier, but it's probably similar. You just have to take it apart, see what you got. Talk to y'all later.